man, I'ma be honest with you. Drake's life is really at risk. And in this video, we're gonna get into why Drake gotta be more careful than he's ever been in his entire career from this moment on. Hit that bell up above so you do stay notified whenever I go live or I drop a video here in the DaShmackHouse. I appreciate all of you that been showing love to the content and hitting that like button, man. Now Drake has gotten his legal team involved and they're going after UMG because he's claiming that UMG have used bots to inflate the Not Like Us hit and make it bigger than what it actually was. He's also saying that UMG and Spotify has some type of deals behind the scenes where they will be putting Kendrick Lamar's song in certain playlisting to get more people to listen to it. Drake has even gone as far to say that when people ask Siri to play Drake, it plays Kendrick. I was looking online for a couple videos to see if I find anything and I can't see nobody asking Siri to play Drake and it's playing Kendrick. Now Drake is also claiming that UMG has used part of his earnings to use that money to promote the Not Like Us hit. And I'm asking myself, why is Drake worried about what UMG is doing with the money that he made them? I mean, he already got paid for his part, so why would it matter of what UMG is doing with the money that he's made them? And why does he even care if they're using it to promote the Kendrick song? Now the whole thing is here that we gotta look at this from the outside in. Drake is now fighting to get his contract renewed with UMG. If you guys don't know, Lucian Granger is the CEO of UMG, has been going back and forth with Drake behind the scenes because Drake's $400 million contract is coming up for renewal. If you guys don't know, Drake still has to drop one more album, which supposedly is the album that he has with Party Next Door. But after that, it seems like Drake is gonna be an independent artist. Now Drake is here fighting with UMG, asking them for what supposedly is over $600 million for his new contract. Now, from what I'm hearing behind the scenes, Drake is scrambling, trying to get a hold of Lucian Granger, and Lucian Granger is not trying to talk to Mr. Drizzy Drake because Lucian Granger is too busy hanging out with Mr. Kendrick Lamar. Well, Mr. Drizzy Drake has been trying to get in contact with Lucian Granger. From what I'm hearing, Lucian Granger does not even want to talk to Drake right now. And it's crazy, right? Because throughout all these years, Drake has been making UMG a whole bunch of money. But guess what? Right now, Kendrick is the hottest artist. Now, being that Drake hasn't been getting his way, he has been pinned against the wall, and it seems like the only thing that he has or can do at this point is have his legal team come after UMG to potentially file a lawsuit against him. Now, you gotta ask yourself, when someone does what Drake is doing, it's because there is no other option. You see, it seems like Drake tried any and everything, and he's just not getting his way with UMG. What I'm thinking is Lucian Granger is the CEO of UMG is probably telling Drake, yo, listen, bro, I'm not saying you can't make no more hits, but you peaked. So if you want, I could give you like 250 million for 2 years or 2 albums or 3 albums, whatever it is. But you guys gotta understand, somebody at the height of Drake, he's looking at Lucian Granger like, bro, if I don't get at least 600 or double what I got last time, I'm good. Now, if you guys don't know, Drake is out here signing $500 million contracts. A guy that goes by the name of Ed Craven, which owns Kick and also the famous gambling site Stake, has gave Drake a partnering deal for over $500 million. And Drake is more than paid. If you ask me, Drake doesn't have to worry about making another hit. He could still continue traveling around the world in his big ass plane and living the lifestyle that he's always been living. But at the end of the day, we know that Drake enjoys doing what he does, and that is making music. So he does want to stay in the game. He doesn't want to retire. It's not like Jay-Z. Jay-Z did what he did, made his money and said, man, listen, man, it's time for me to make my money elsewhere. It seems like Drake is making his money elsewhere, but it seems like he's not ready to leave the rap game. Now, Drake and his legal team have now also came after UMG for defamation. Drake claims that UMG is wrong for letting Kendrick put out a song that said the things that it was saying about him when they weren't true. Now I'm sitting here and saying to myself, Drake, what are you even talking about? You made a whole track on Kendrick talking about how Dave Free was piping down Kendrick's wife, and the whole time it wasn't even true. In the beginning of this whole filing and this whole legal dispute that Drake got going on with UMG, I was looking at this like, hey man, listen, Drake is just not getting his way. And the reason why he's doing what he's doing is because he's pinned against the wall and no one is giving him an answer. And he's just like banging on all the doors on UMG and nobody's even opening. And he's calling all type of phones and text messages and emails and nothing's happening. That has made Drake have to go against UMG the legal way. But when I see him come after Kendrick, Or not even Kendrick direct, because he's not suing Kendrick. He's coming after the label. But when I see him come after the label, saying you guys are wrong for letting him put out that track, well, Drake, they let you put out the track that you were saying that Day Free was piping out Kendrick's wife. And let's be honest here. If you're claiming that UMG has been using bots and doing dirty work behind the scenes with Spotify to inflate the numbers of the Not Like Us hit, that means that they've been doing the same thing with your songs the whole time. So how does that make you look? I just don't get it. And it seems to me like this is just Drake crashing out. Crashing out. You know what I mean? It's like, he's at the point where it's like, it's my way or the highway. See, the problem is that I don't think Drake is gonna get his way this time. And going against the most powerful man in music, which is Mr. Lucian Grange, is probably not gonna be the best idea. I mean, you guys know how this music game works, right? Like, everyone is shaking hands behind the scenes. So if Drake wants to go after one of the most powerful men in music, which is Lucian Grange, he can kiss his music career goodbye. Because it doesn't even matter if he's no longer under UMG. I'm pretty sure that Drake's music would only be played when you look it up on Apple Music or Spotify, because it won't be on playlisting, won't be getting played on radio stations. It won't be commercially used. You won't hear a Drake song in the NBA ever. You won't hear a Drake song in no baseball game or NFL game ever. They will shut your lights off. Drake, if you're listening to this video, if it makes it your way, trust me, man. You made more than enough money with UMG. You're probably over at $1 billion at this point. More money than most rappers made involving more than hip hop, like Jay-Z. Jay-Z has made $1 billion, but not in music. He's had to involve a whole bunch of different businesses to get there. Drake has made $1 billion off of UMG alone, off music. Let's not add all the money that he's been making touring. It gets to a point in life where you have to humble yourself down, and this is the time where Drake has to understand that it's humble down moment. Take what you made, get on a yacht, enjoy your life, be a happy man. You can drop music whenever you want, and you can just be happy. But you see, the main problem with Drake is that Drake likes to stay at the top of the charts and at the top of the talk of the town. Drake likes to be the guy that everybody is talking about. And that is the hard part that Drake is gonna have to swallow, because we all know how this music stuff goes. You're only hot for a certain period of time. And it seems like that period of time has died out for Drake. And to be honest, I don't think any rapper has had the run that Drake has had. Drake has been on top of the charts and been hot for about a decade. No one has been able to do that. But see, all good things come to an end. The problem is that Drake is having a hard time understanding that. Now I'm looking how Drake is handling all these things and how he's coming at UMG. Is him coming after UMG legally gonna help him? Or is this gonna backfire on him? Now UMG has came out to deny all these allegations, and they said, listen, man, we hired some of the most upstanding people in team to make sure that nothing like Drake is claiming that we're doing happens. I mean, listen, UMG is one of the biggest music group in the world. I mean, listen to the name, Universal Music Group. They have a whole bunch of other labels that are under them. I mean, Drake, just bow down, bro. You thought you were bigger than the program, but yeah, now you just found out that the program is bigger than you. The thing is that when you was hot, yeah, I mean, listen, you're making hundreds of millions of dollars a month for a music label. And listen, no smoking allowed in the building, let Drake smoke in the building. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as some streams start dying down, and your music starts falling off the charts like it has been, you guys don't know, for the first time ever in I don't know how many years, Drake's music has fell off the charts. Yeah. The label's no longer eating off of you the same way they were before. So giving you another $400 million contract, or even 600 or 700 supposedly like he wants, It's probably not gonna happen. Now, the reason why Drake's life is at risk is because Drake is going after one of the most powerful men in music. Not only is he going after Lucian Grange, which is one of the most powerful men in music, but he's also going after Kendrick. There's a lot of people that eat off of Kendrick's plate. There's also a lot of people that eat off of Lucian Grange's plate. So you gotta understand, I'm not necessarily saying that Lucian is gonna do something or Kendrick directly is gonna do something. But when you're coming out and you got the whole West Coast clowning you and you're making headlines everywhere, because everybody's looking at you like you're just a sore loser that lost a battle, and now you're just trying to be petty by coming back and suing somebody or trying to sue somebody. Yeah, that's gonna get a lot of people upset. And it's getting to the point now where Drake is probably not safe if he even goes anywhere near the West Coast. Now, did you guys forget what happened to Drake in his Toronto home back a few months when this whole beef with him and Kendrick broke out? Shots broke out right in front of his house. Y'all remember that? Security team was ducking. One of them got hit. Wasn't fatal, but one of them got hit. Listen, man, you guys think this is a joke, but it goes back to what I'm trying to tell you guys, man. When you start taking money out of certain people's pockets, things could get ugly. And I'm not telling you that somebody's gonna actually be able to Drake. But one thing I am gonna tell you is that Drake has to make sure that he's on his 10 toes everywhere he goes. Always gotta make sure he's looking over his shoulder. Now, we know Drake is never lacking. One of the rappers that I criticize for having the most security and cops around him is Drake. I'm always on Drake's neck, since he's always talking crazy, but he always got them boys around him. But hey, listen, man, that's the safest way to be. Keep them boys with you. Keep them hitters off your back. Now, I'm interested in seeing how this whole situation is gonna break out, because you guys gotta look at this whole situation like this. Whether Drake wins this legal battle, it's not gonna be good either way, because there's no winning in this situation with Drake. Okay, let's say he does go after UMG and they take Kendrick's song down and this and this and this and that because they were really inflating the song, or with bots, or they take it down because Drake actually gets these people to take this song down because it's making them look a certain type of way. Drake's music career is over. Nobody's gonna wanna bump Drake after that. And if Drake loses, his music career is cooked, because like I've told you guys before, his music will nowhere be played commercially. It won't be played commercially anywhere. NFL games, basketball games, baseball games, done ups. Radio stations, clubs, done ups. So this is a battle that Drake has against UMG that it's a double-edged sword, man. There's no winning. You guys let me know what you think of the whole situation. Hit the bell above so you do stay notified when the DaShmackHouse goes live, or I drop one of these videos. Hit the video down here below so you guys can see how allegedly Diddy supposedly went to Cassie's apartment in Los Angeles back in 2016, grabbed his old assistant and dangled her over a 17-story building off the balcony. Listen, man, Diddy was on some different type of timing. But hit the link down here below so you guys can check this video out, and I'll check you guys on the next one. Peace.